Emma, welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. And I have a list of questions for you, of course. I think you and I are long overdue to have some sort of conversation
Yeah, for
in
sure.
the space, both of us on different sides of the world here, but excited to get to know you a little bit better. Can you, in just your own words, tell me who you are and what you do and just sort of what mission you're on right now?
Yeah, I am Emma MZ Rose. I like to put that in with MZ in the middle because everyone calls me Emma Rose like it's double-barreled. It's not double-barreled. Rose is my surname. I'm a loud, proud transgender woman from Northern Ireland, winner of a gold medal from the Commonwealth Games in esports, and now a silver trophy in the European Games. So I represented Northern Ireland at the Commonwealth and Team GB at the European Games, which was the first ever Olympic-sanctioned esports event in the world. And I came second place, losing out to a fantastic Italian side. I'm a person. Completely lost my train of thought. I am a diversity and esports speaker, and really just trying to push and spread as much awareness for women and marginalized genders in esports and the sort of creator content space as possible, alongside working in broadcast with Riot Games. So, yeah.
So you're not busy at all. You got nothing going on.
This is actually my fourth call of the day.
Yeah, I know.
It's fun.
I believe you. You got a packed schedule, and I'm so glad I got part of it today. And I have one just small question. What does it feel like to win a gold medal? What's it feel like now? You're a gold medalist in a sport that you love.
It's not real. Where is it? It's here.
I
actually was showing it off earlier as well.
Yeah, you gotta keep it. Yeah.
Keep this one handy, and then my silver. They're always a hand. You know, this is heavy. Like, I'm surprised this got through airport security, but I'm using it as a phone holder because it's perfect for a phone holder.
I love that.
Like the fact that I'm the first person to represent my country, Northern Ireland, and the first trans person, and the first to win an esports gold medal. Sum that up. There's no words that could ever do it justice. Like, it's just
I would say
baffling.
I can imagine, but I can't. I think you're sort of in your own niche right here. If you're in your own bubble, it's such a unique opportunity to be the first of so many things all at once. I think it's probably a lot for you to process, but
yeah.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm used to being the first in a lot of things. Like, I'm always the one asking for stuff in work. Not in a good way. Like whenever I came out of my old job, I was the first trans person that someone had to deal with, and I was the first person who had to take special leave for something that he had to deal with, and I was the first. I'm just a troublemaker, that's all it is.
No, you're a pioneer. You're good trouble, I think.
I never said bad trouble.
I love that. Well, tell me on that note, like what are you sort of just unapologetic about at this point? I mean, you're in your own right. You're standing firm in your achievements. You've solidified yourself in your own sport. What are you just sort of like, it's no go anymore for you?
Just being myself. I'm not going to dull myself down anymore. I'm not going to hide who I am. Like, I spent 30 years trying to live the life of someone else, that I thought I was supposed to be. And it's got to the point now where it's like, look, I've won 2 international esports events. I am me, and like, I'm not going to change that for anyone. And if you don't like people shouting random stuff or dancing around like a fool or just being stupid all the time, then, well, that's your loss. I'm not changing me for anyone. Not anymore.
Love it. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, that's just not only like your achievements, just as where you're positioned in this whole space. I think it's just super intriguing. You're just on the cusp of so many great things. All right, so let's back up a little bit in your career here. What's sort of the first experience that you remember or recall that just made you fall in love with gaming? What made it just a passion for you?
Yeah, when I was a kid, many years ago, I lived in a council estate. We couldn't afford the internet. I didn't have my own computer or anything, and in my town, a game center opened up, like a LAN center, and I just remember walking through town with my cousin, and these 2 random dudes were like, "Hey kids, do you like video games?" And we were like, "Yeah." They're like, "Get in the van," and we got in the van. Well, except it was a room full of like 30 high-end PCs with like all the RGB snacks, like, and just people shouting and screaming at each other, like playing Call of Duty and battering each other. And for me, that was like, I walked into that room and I was like, okay, this is home. Like, this is where I need to be. And then I spent the next 6 years never leaving that place,
Oh
just
wow.
playing and playing and playing, and got to the point where I worked for them and ran competitions and all sorts. And like, that was just like, I like, at the time I always thought I was weird because I worked in the gaming center, and like didn't have any like non-gamey friends. I was a bit of a nerd in school. I was bullied a lot, and I didn't have a partner or anything because, again, I was this shy emo pretend dude. Because obviously I was very much in the closet. And I always sort of resented that I was into games that much. But now looking back, it's like those were the best days of my life. Like, those made me who I am today, and I would happily go back and relive them all easily.
I'm curious, do you what do you remember made you feel like at home? You said, you're just instantly at home, and then it kind of all fell into place. Like, what was that
Yeah,
feeling? Where did it come
just
from? What
I
about
think
it?
it was just the people. As like, there's something very unique about gamers, that we're so passionate about the games we play that you can literally be a stranger
Hmm.
and to best friend within 5 minutes of playing with someone. And like, as soon as you walked in, everyone was just like, "Oh, hey, welcome. How's it going? Have you played this game? Do you want me to show you how to do this? Do you want to play this?" And then, as you played, you got better. And then, like, the people who were training you and showing you how to play, you were like getting better to them. And then, like, the rivalries came, and like, honestly, it was just like, just being around with so many like-minded people, and like, just being able to just be yourself and not have to worry that someone's going to think you're weird for playing games. It was
Yeah,
so
yeah,
good.
gotcha.
So good.
Yeah. What about now? So you've come from just like the land centers. It was fun. You found sort of this home there. You've now built a career out of it. Well, how do you balance that? Like, what is it now? It's a hobby. It's something that was probably fun at the beginning, and now it's sort of like your career path, right? I'm guessing maybe there's
Yeah.
more there, but how do you balance
Uh,
that? What's it like right now?
well, is it really a job if you enjoy it, right? Do you ever, like, it's that age old saying of get a job, make a career doing something you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. So
Hmm.
for me, it's like, my day job is working with Riot in broadcast. So I get to watch Valorant all day and push buttons and make pretty graphics come up on screen, and enhance the experience of people watching Valorant. Um, my other day job is going to events talking about esports and diversity in esports and representation in games and all sorts. Like, so I feel like anything really gets balanced because it's all love. I enjoy doing every. Ellie, would you stop? What have you
And you
got?
get to be home with your dog all day. Like,
No, not anymore. I now work in
oh,
Dublin.
oh, you work in
So like,
Dublin.
the
Okay.
broadcast center is in Dublin, so it's
Oh,
an
cool,
hour
cool,
and a
cool.
half drive every day. There, and an hour
Oh,
and a half drive back.
oh, that's
Ellie,
rough. Okay, okay.
stop
So
squeaking
Ellie
stuff.
is just happy you're home right now.
Yes, I've been off for a week since I got back from Poland.
Yeah,
And
where have
she's
you
just,
been? You've been traveling for these events too, so there's a
yeah.
lot
So
going on.
the European Games was in Katowice or Katowice. I don't
Yep.
know how to pronounce it properly because, again, I'm not Polish. But it's the same venue that all the Counter Strike majors are played in, and the fact that I got to go there and play, not necessarily on the same stage because we were on a smaller stage, but in the same venue, in the same place, and experience the same culture. I was just, so good.
What about self-doubt? Like where does that creep in for you? Is there anything that you still feel like you have to build yourself up to do when you're sort of on a big stage? Is there any sort of confidence boost you need to give yourself, or is there anything you remind yourself of at this point? What do you do?
I don't think that really comes into it as much as like confidence. So I'm a performing arts kid. So I grew up, like, for
Cool.
A
Yeah.
levels, I did music, dance, and drama, and then
Mm.
I played in a band for years, like playing
Yeah,
on
yeah.
stages. Like, so being on a stage itself for me is just like, it's my happy place. It's like
Mm.
I come alive. So there's no sort of like self doubt or anything there. For me, it's more like when I go to events and conferences, or like people reach out to me and ask me if I want to do stuff. I'm like, why me? I'm just an idiot that plays games. And um, yeah, I have major, like,
Interesting.
imposter syndrome all the
Yeah.
time. Like, when I was in Vegas last year with Fem Gaming for the Esports Awards, we were walking around this like multi-billion-pound hotel with all these people in their suits, and there's me in a pair of like £8 leggings with holes in them, and I'm just like, I am so out of place here. This is nuts. But yeah, I think I'm my own worst enemy in that regard. It's like I get imposter syndrome at most things I do. I'm just like, why am I doing this? Why are people liking this? And why does this happen?
Interesting. Okay. Is there anything that sort of anchors you and brings you back from that? Because I mean, you have to do these things. You're on a stage, or you're committed to going somewhere. Like, what sort of snaps you back? I'm
Yeah,
sure
well,
you've
there's
had fun
one over there squeaking at the minute. So my little puppy, she's like
Yeah,
my child, and then my
for
partner
sure.
and my family, they to sort of
Cool.
keep me grounded. You know, no matter what I do, they're my biggest fans. Like I'm still kind of upset and annoyed, dog in camera, that I didn't win gold at the European Games.
Yeah.
Especially making it all the way to the final as the top seed, and then Italy came back and beat me. Um, I'm still, sore from that, but they're constantly reminding me that, I won a silver medal at the European Games, not a or a trophy. Not a lot of people can say that, or the first ever Olympic sanctified esports event. So it will eventually be, yeah, I won silver, but for now it's, I lost gold. And I think
Yeah.
that's what sort of keeps me going. Plus, I'm a
Yeah.
competitive person. Like I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
win at everything I do, so that
Right.
sort of keeps me grounded. Like I know that I can always be a better version of myself, so I never sort of get too caught up in the moment. I'm always like, okay, what's next? What can we go on to? What can we do next? How can we make something better? How can I help improve something else?
Yeah, well, let's talk about that a little bit more because I'm curious from your perspective. You sit in a really interesting spot. We talked about this earlier. If you closed your eyes and envisioned esports, the industry at a whole, in the future, like what's ideal for you? What do you think of when you think of something positively futuristic, maybe 10 years from now? Like, what do you hope to see?
I want to see a lot more women involved at the higher end of esports. I think we're making great steps at the minute with the likes of Game Changers and all
Hmm.
the female and marginalized gender leagues. That's really given us a chance to showcase the vast talent that we have. Um, but ultimately, I think those are more of a means to an end to have joint leagues, because you don't get the experience that you need to play at those high end events, playing live on a stage and things like that, without doing it
Mm,
previously. And that's what those leagues and events really give you, because it's just a numbers game, right? And it's not like, there's just so many more men that play games that if you just instantly went, okay, it's just open for everyone. Ellie, control yourself. If you just went open for everyone, it would be, you showcase maybe the top 5% of female talent. Whereas if you
right.
have the split leagues currently, you can showcase the top 30% of female talent. And then that gives them more chance to develop and, earn the skills to go to the bigger stages and the higher competitions, and really show off what skills we have. Because, I mean, I'll be honest, I know a lot of gamers, and a lot of the girls are better than a lot of the guys. So it's just going to take someone to sort of realize that we're not a lesser form of
Mm,
entertainment that it's
mm,
sort of portrayed out to be. If you look at the sponsorships or the prize pools or even the broadcast value of a lot of these women only leagues, they're like a tenth, if we're lucky, of the production value of what
right.
goes into the men's competitions on a regular basis. So for me, 10 years time, I would like to see a lot more women competing at the top level in like just mixed esports. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Even just mixed teams would be so good.
I mean, eFootball is a very sport heavy game.
Yeah,
Is that, do you
definitely.
enjoy
It's
sports on your own time too?
Yeah, for sure. I'm a massive Arsenal fan. I
Okay.
watch the Premier League like
Yeah.
every weekend. It's off at the minute. The season's over. We're in preseason, and the preseason friendlies are about to start, so I'll probably watch them. But yeah, I'm a massive sports person. Love football or soccer in America. Um, but yeah, it's crazy the amount of people you meet that are all like from that traditional background of like
Hmm.
entertainment. And I think like that's another reason why gamers all come together, because it's like, oh, we play games, and then it's like, oh, you like this too that we don't do in games, and it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's go do that as well. And it's you just build a massive family. It's so good.
Can we talk about just like play in general then? I know sports, esports, obviously. Play, there's a big aspect there as an adult. You're playing, you're moving, you're competing. What does that feel like to you? What is it? Is there any value to you when you think of the word play? And what value would that be for you?
um it depends what you mean by play. So it's not very often that I get to just play a game, if that
Yeah,
makes
tell me
sense. So
more.
if I'm
Hmm.
playing eFootball, I'm learning, I'm recording, I'm analyzing, I'm watching back, or I'm competing and I'm being competitive. So there is no play to eFootball. Like there's nothing. Like it's work. I'm weird that I only really do competitive gaming. So like even Fortnite or TFT,
Mm.
and TFT is my chill game to play. I
Yeah,
only play ranked, and I get really upset and annoyed when I do something stupid and like I don't go up in my rank. So I know plays is a weird word.
it is.
It no
Yeah, yeah.
longer makes sense to me. I've used it like
Mm.
4 times in the sentences saying I don't understand play, but I play this, and it's like
Hmm.
play loses its sense of innocence, I guess.
Hmm.
Whenever it's your job.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, totally makes sense. When you talked about analyzing, you're doing VODs, you're looking at your own gameplay oftentimes. You're probably watching a lot more than you're playing and then repeating that
Yeah.
process over and over. Yeah. And
Well,
what
that's
about
the thing
coaching?
about
Is
being
that
a.
are
Oh,
you
sorry.
are you coaching yourself through a lot of this, or do you have someone external
So
too?
for the Commonwealth, I had a coach, but they're Irish, so they played with Ireland for the Ireland team at the European Games. So I didn't actually have a coach. I had a mental awareness coach and a mindset
Okay.
coach. And then Kareth, the male player, helped me and coached me throughout the event as well. So
Okay.
I have mental and play style coaches. But at the minute, it's mostly just me,
Okay.
sort of self training myself on everything.
Cool. And a part of your training, what do you think is something? I mean, you're at such a high level. We're talking like gold medals, first of its kind, the Olympics committees. What do you do during your training that's subtle but has just made a huge impact on you? Either
Um,
something that you've done or a coach.
I would say watch it back. So like
Mm,
I would record my gameplay and then analyze it. Like I wouldn't analyze it in the moment. I'd watch it back and analyze it afterwards.
okay.
Um, a
Oh,
lot of
interesting.
people just think if I just play the game and keep playing the game, I'm going to get better. And to a point, that's correct. Like to a point, that is exactly how you get better at something is by doing it. But if you're not learning from your mistakes, if you're putting 8 hours in a day playing Fortnite and you're constantly missing 1v1s or not switching weapons or not doing the things you should be doing, there's only so much time you can put in to where your skill caps out. Whereas if
Yeah.
you're analyzing what you're doing and watching it back and go, oh, okay, well, I lost this one on one because I used the wrong gun, or I didn't aim right, or I missed a easy headshot, and a lot of it comes down to like putting the practice in rather than just playing the game. And I think that's the important thing because people don't realize that you actually have to learn the game
Mm.
as a competitive level rather than just playing it and learning it as a basic level.
When you're rewatching, you've now recorded your rewatching. Are you highlighting goals for yourself in that moment? You're pinpointing things that were equal to Fortnite. Maybe I need more headshots. Are you going back into game trying to hit those goals, extra 20% accuracy, or like are you piling on things over a period of time? Are you looking for small, minute things at this point? What kind of stuff are you looking?
Um, so for me in eFootball, it's always like if we go to what I physically do for like game days and for matches, it's a lot of what I do is stupid easy mistakes that everyone does. And a lot of it for me is going back and then finding when I do it and then reminding myself not to do it. Is being
Mm,
like, yeah, okay, you've done it again, Emma. Well done. You've passed the ball straight out of the fence, straight to the attacker at your feet. And now they're on 1-on-1 with goal, which is what happened against Italy, which is why they topped my group. And I'm still kicking myself about it. So a lot of it is like, yeah, it's really like I had a notebook and I had
okay.
Discord chats
Yeah.
that were like paragraphs with my
Mm,
coach. That's like we could write a book. Of all the different things we did, and like there's this aspects of it that's like physical moves in the game and techniques to like get past players and like skill moves and tricks and stuff that are useful and what ones aren't useful.
mm,
But a lot of it is really just like almost like being a real football coach and be like, okay, what have I done wrong here? Why has this happened? And it's like, okay, well, I tried a big crossfield pass when there was an easy pass to my left, and then the big crossfield pass got intercepted, and then they had the ball and they were on attack. So it's like you sort of have to learn to read the game better, and then
mm.
by constantly doing it, you sort of slowly pick things up, and they just start being second nature.
Mm.
And then you still make stupid mistakes, like passing the ball straight out with your goalkeeper.
So like game day, are you sort of focused on letting yourself like feel instinct, or are you sticking to some sort of strategy, or a mix of both? What
No,
does that look like?
game day is free for all. Game day is get
Yeah.
hyped with
Okay.
music. And then once you're on the stage, you get that rush of being on stage, and you're just like, yeah, nothing else anymore matters. We're here, we've made it to the stage, let's put on a show. Because for me, esports isn't just about winning, it's about putting on a show. Because
Mm.
what we're trying to do is make esports more mainstream, and nobody's really going to enjoy sitting watching gamers with no emotion, right? You know, there's a
Mm.
lot of gamers,
Mm-hmm.
and it's through no fault of their own, and a lot of them have the skills to back it up, where they just sit there emotionless. You know, they're so focused on the game that that's
Mm-hmm.
all they can do. And I mean, don't get me wrong; those players are probably the best players in the world. But for me, I'm also an entertainer, so I play up to the camera.
Mm.
You know, at the European Games, I was blowing the camera kisses. I was giving them fist bumps. I was giving them
Yeah.
hearts. I was like, yeah, I do everything, because I think that's where you build your character, and that's where
Mm.
like you become more than just a professional gamer. You become a sort of an entertainer as well. So
Hmm. Well, I have
yeah,
a
game days, there's no rules. There's no rules in game days. Quick practice in the
yeah.
morning,
Okay.
and then headphones in, get hyped. Normally with like McFly or something stupid like that.
I was gonna ask. Yeah. Okay.
McFly, Red by McFly, which is
Yeah.
one of
What's
their
the
lost
playlist?
tracks. It's
Okay.
not a traditional McFly song. It is a banger, and it gets me going every time.
Okay. Cool. I love that. What's the biggest difference between sort of like yourself when you started and where you're at now? Is it some of that, like you've learned to sort of build a character into this and kind of like amplify yourself different? Like, what do you think's the biggest difference?
I think having the years of experience of being on stage itself
Mhm.
really lends a hand, because I don't really get that nerves anymore. So like when I first started out playing on stage in the band, I was always very nervous that I was going to mess up, or I was going to do something stupid. And eventually that nervous energy became into like good energy that I could then use to like fuel myself. And I've carried that forward into my gaming career. So yeah, I don't really know. It's like, I just do it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And what do you keep your eye on now? What kind of like content are you consuming? What kind of stuff do you feel is really relevant in the scene? What do you do to keep yourself entertained throughout this? Or do you?
Yeah, I'm a real sucker for food stuff on
Yeah.
YouTube. Like I spend most of my evenings with my partner watching like Sam the Cooking Guy, or Rhett and Link whenever they do
Hmm.
their food shows, or Beard Meets Food, who's a competitive eater. Like I spend a lot of time watching food, because I now don't really eat a lot of food after having surgery. I like to
Yeah.
punish myself by watching a lot of food,
Love that.
especially
Yeah.
hot ones and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
Did you watch
yeah,
any Anthony Bourdain back in the day? Anthony Bourdain was one of my
uh,
favorites.
I
Loved.
don't think so.
There's one called Peaceful Cuisine too. You gotta check out. It's all ASMR, good cooking stuff when
Yes,
you just need to chill
yes.
out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll drop some links in here. We've
Yeah,
got some
that's my
playlists.
entertainment for tonight when I get home.
All right. I'm gonna have one last question for you. Where can we follow you? And like, what's upcoming for you? What do you have coming up that we should hang on to?
So you can follow me literally every single social media at MZ192, EMZII192, because I'm smart and put them all the same. So you will find me on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Threads, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. You'll find me MZ192. For me coming up, what have we got? So there's a few cool things. We have filmed the sort of soft pilot for a TV show about esports and me and being trans in Northern Ireland for the BBC, which we're hoping gets picked up. We're working on a short film for ESI London's film festival. We are going to be part of leading the Pride Parade on the 29th in Belfast. Our theme this year, Support Your Trans. So I get to be part of the leading parade, which is also I get to meet the mayor of Belfast.
Awesome. So cool.
I'm at a festival at the end of next month, End Dreams Festival. I'm hoping to be at Insomnia, and really I'm just sort of pushing more that I can, and I want to get to more events and do more talks. So if anyone wants to hire or at least pay to send me to these places, then
You're
I'm in.
game. She's
I'm
in.
game. Let's go.
All right. Well, thank you so much. You have a lot going on. I'm sure you're on to something right after this. And
I
just
gotta go
want to
pick
say,
up my partner from
you
work.
gotta go. We'll keep it short. Thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciated talking to you today. I'm sure we'll talk again soon, but thank you so much for being here.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me, and it's been great to finally actually chat after over nearly a
LinkedIn
year or
lurkers.
so. Yeah, no, it's been
it's
been
the
a
gold
while.
medal probably. Yeah, but congratulations on everything. We'll be sure to all follow you and keep up with everything you're doing. So thanks for what you're doing in the community too.
Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Bye.